Hey, hello everyone. We are here now with the challenge number 5 of the page Adventjs.dev. In this case, as you can see, I actually completed this one before because, well, I was playing around with this exercise, which is an easy one. So I got a 4 star out of 5, which isn't bad at all. So I am gonna to try to remember what I did, and I will try to show you how I solved it, right? So let's begin by reading through the instructions, right? So Santa Claus elves have found a bunch of mismatched magic boots in the workshop, right? So each boot is described by two values. The first one is tie, which indicates if it is a left boot or a right one. And the side indicates the size of the boot, obviously, right? So our task is to help the elves pair all the boots of the same size, having a left and a right one. And to do this, you should return a list of the available boots after pairing them, right? So we have a note here which says you can have more than one pair of boots of the same size. So we have here a couple of examples. So the first one, we have a shoes array, and it contains two boots with the right two right boots, I mean, and then we have three left boots. So as you can see, the expected output of this function, which is the same that we have over here, is an array of the sizes of the boots that has a pair, So in this case, we have one pair because we have the left and the right one, and we have another pair of the side 42 because we have the right and the left side. And lastly, we have only one left boot for the size 41. That's why it doesn't appear in the result. Okay, so let me try to remember what I did. So basically, if I am not wrong, I created basically a boot map, which is an object, and it will contain, well, I think it was an empty object. And then I used, in this case, a for cons loop because I didn't use reduce because I've been using it in the last challenges. So I want to try something different this time. So so that's why I am gonna use this for. So for that we need to name a constant for it. I think it could be the shoe, and the shoe of the shoes, which is the one that we receive in the first parameter of this function, right? So okay, so I think I need to basically, so our boot map looks like an empty object. So we need to get something like this. Let's imagine we have here boot map equal to an object, right? Inside of that object, we need to have all the sizes as a property, as a key of that object, right? So let's imagine looking at this example, we can have the size 38, and it will be equal to another object containing um, whether if it has left boots or write boots. I think we need to have both in any case, you know. So for that, we need to basically name it as a left, the left boot, and it will be equal to the quantity of boots we have according to that size. Let's imagine, for example, looking at this example over here, we have only one pair or only one boot for the left size. So let's put it here. And then we have another boot for the right size for the same, yeah, for the right, we have a right boot for the 38 size. That's what I wanted to say. So let's put it here. And we need to do the same thing with the rest of the sizes. For example, we have 42, it will be equal to left one and right one. And lastly, we have the size 41 equal to an array of left equal to 1 and right equal to 0. Okay, so we need to build this object within this loop over here, right? So I think we can start by uh, creating the first level, let's say, of the object, which is the sizes. So it will be shoe that size, and it will be equal to, first of all, we need to initialize it as an object if it is undefined. So basically we can do that by doing this, or we can initialize it as an empty object, right? So now that we have initialized that object as an empty object, we have to store the left and the right ones. So first of all, we need to know which type of boot we are iterating, or we are iterating, right? So let's call it as shoe type, and it will be equal to shoe dot type equal to I. If that is true, we are in the left. We have to return left. Otherwise, we have to return right. Okay, so we can move this to the top of this block code. I mean, sorry. And then, okay, for that, now we can do something like this. Shoe size, shoe type will be equal to, okay, shoe, no show, will be would be equal to, well, first of all, we need to know if that is uh, already initialized. So if it does, we have to return its value. Otherwise, we have to initialize it as 0, right? And then we can start counting them as 0. No, I mean, we have to counting them. Basically, we have to add 1 to the current value, something like this. Okay. Okay, let's imagine that we are iterating the size 41. As you can see here, the 41 only have a left one, right? But we don't have a right one. So given this code here, we are not initializing the right one for the size 41. So we have to do that. So because we will need it later, to build this array. So for that, I'm gonna use the same code over here. And I think instead of shoe type, I'm gonna use left and right. So let's replace it to left and this one as right. Okay, so it should work now. So let's see what we got so far. So let's return the boot map, and let's see if we got the same the expected result as this one. Okay, so for example, you can see we have the boot map equal to an object, and the first property will be the sizes. So we have 38, 41, and 42. Okay, it is working as expected. So as you can see here, we need to return an array of the pairs. So in this case, we only have one pairs, one pairs, one pair by for the size 38 and one pair for the size 42, but we don't have a we have an we need the right boot for the size 41 to have a pair, so that's why it doesn't appear in this result. So for that, for to build that array, we need to basically build it, right? So let's create another constant and let's call it as pairs, and it will be equal to object that keys, right? And we need to pass the boot map. Then we can use a map, and the first value will be the value, and the value is an array of two elements. The first element will be the key, and the key will be the size, as we can see here. So let's call it a size, and the second element will be an object which has left and right So let's destructure it over here, right? And then here we can start building our array, right? So first of all, we need to count how many pairs we have. So for that, let's create a constant that that is called as pair count, and it will be equal to let's see our example. So let's imagine we have something like this. For example, let's copy this comment and put it here. And let's imagine I have here 5, 4, 4, 4, and 3 and 2, right? So if we look at this example, we have, for example, for the size 38, we have 5 boots, 5 left boots, and 4 right boots, right? So it means that we have 4 pairs and only one left boot. So we need another right boot in order to have 5 pairs. And the same thing happened with the size 41. We have 2 right ones and 3 left ones. So we need another right one to have 3 pairs. So looking at this behavior, we need to calculate which is the lowest value between the left and the right one to have the actual pairs we have, right? So for the size 38, we have 4 pairs, yeah, And for the side 41, we have two pairs because we will have only one left boot. And in this case, we will have only one left boot as well. So for that, to calculate the lowest value between them, we can use the math class, let's say, and its mean method. And inside of that method, we can pass all the numbers that we have, and those numbers will be the left and the right, because as we know, left and right are numbers, right? So I don't know why this is not working. Let's figure it out later. Okay, so let's imagine now that it is equal, this is equal to, I don't know, 4, right? So now we have to build the resultant array. So for that, I think we can create another const, which is pairs array, and it will be equal to an array. And inside of this, we have to pass how large, how long we want this array to be. In this case, it will be equal to the pair count. And then we need to fill all the elements with the property size. So we have something like this, right? So let's see what we get so far, because I am not sure why this is yelling at me. Okay, let's see. Okay, we have an invalid array length. So let's see what we got wrong. Let's see. Property left doesn't exist on type stream. Okay, this is weird. Okay, awesome, because I am not returning the pairs array. So let's see now what we get. Okay, it is still not working. So I'm gonna copy, right, and paste this code in the console, right? Okay, sure. Okay, because this is a TypeScript code, so I have to remove this, and remove this, right? Let's put a log here, for example, boot map, and we can have here, I don't know, maybe cons that log pair count and pairs array. So let's see what we got. We get, I mean. Let's put it over here. And I think we're done. And then let's use the first example. So we will have choose, organize choose, and it will be equal to this. Okay, invalid array length. Okay, so it seems it is breaking in this, how can I say? Yeah, in this part of the code. So let's put this here. Okay. Let's press enter and let's see again what we get. Okay, that's interesting. Oh, okay. I think I see what is the error. In this case, we need to use entries instead of keys. So let's see now what we got. Okay, awesome. Now it is working, and this error is because, well, I think this should be as number, type of number. Okay, cannot find left and right. Okay. L- uh, Never mind. Let's see what. So, okay, we have an array of arrays. So for that, we need to flat that array. So for that, we can use the flat map method over here. So let's see. Okay, and now we need to, as you can see, we are getting an array of strings, and we need an array of numbers. So we need to parse this size as a number. So now let's see. Awesome. It is working. Yeah, let's see. Let's remove these comments and let's see what's going on here. Okay, well, I think we need to create what can I say? A type or our interface, an interface for this boot map, because this is an empty object and TypeScript it is not recognizing that it could have an structure like this. So let's create a type for it. Let's call it type bootmap. Yeah, bootmap, and it will be equal to uh, a number over here, and we can have well, this will be a record, right? A record of number, and then the second parameter will be an object with left as number and right type typed as number, and then this should work. Okay, and now let's see what we have. Okay, this is not working, maybe because it is, we need to parse it as number now. Let's see why this is not working. Okay, type left number and right number is not assignable to type left number and right number. Okay. Okay, I think the thing is that TypeScript is yelling at us because we are trying to assign an empty object over here and it should have this structure. So let's initialize it as left 0 and right 0. And then we don't need to do this now. And I think we are done. Let's see now if it is still working. Awesome. But now I have 3 stars out of 5 instead of the 4 stars I got in the first try. So let's see if I remember what I did. So let's remove this comment. And I think we can use the knowledge coalescing assignment. I think how this is I think this is how it is called, which is a new syntax, let's say, where we can define it uh, variables like this with two interrogation mark, question marks, I mean, and it will be equal to this, right? And then for this one, we can use the double pluses to increment the values. So let's see now. It is shorter, and for a weird reason, we now have 4 stars out of 5. So I don't know why that happened. Yes. So I think our code doesn't look too bad, at least for me. Maybe we can improve it a little bit, but if I try to do that, the video will last too much, right? So I hope you enjoyed this video with me. Yeah, as I told you, as as I have been saying, right? These kind of videos is just a practice for me. Okay. To practice programming logic and also my English, because you can notice if you are an English native speaker, you can notice that this is not my language. So that's why I am making this kind of videos for me to expose myself to YouTube and also to force myself to practice English. So I hope you can understand. So, well, thank you for watching this video and I see you in the next one. Thank you.